What's going on, guys? What's going on, Tight Squad? What's going on, everybody? So, the Indiana Fever are not done yet. They are not done yet. They forced a Game 5 in Las Vegas. Unbelievable. Wow, man. The Aces in yesterday's game beat the Aces in yesterday's game. It just wasn't enough to figure out how to beat the Indiana Fever. It wasn't enough to beat the Indiana Fever in yesterday's game. In game 4. I kind of knew that. I think I kind of knew that the way that Indiana was going to come out, they were going to come out with a lot of energy. They basically said, "We're not going home. Our season isn't over." And when I say that their season wasn't over with, I'm going to look back at this game. Whoever wins game 5 on Tuesday. Whoever wins game 5 on Tuesday. I'm going to look back at this series and say, well, Kelsey Mitchell hit the biggest shot for the Indiana Fever for game 5, to force a game 5. The Fever don't make it to the second round without Caitlin Clark, without Sophie Cunningham. Those two players that were really big for the Indiana Fever. Like, Lexi Holt was 3 for 6. Like, she in the regular season, a 85% free throw shooter. Yesterday she was 3 for 6 and shot 75%. Like, this game between the Indiana Fever and the Aces had a bunch of turns. They just had a bunch of turns that basically what I saw in this game was Indiana saying, "We're not going home." Because when you have a team that makes a statement, I'm going to say this. When you have a team that makes a statement that wins by I don't know, 15, 20 points, gets, like, they won this game, the Indiana Fever won this game 90-83. But when I look at this game and I say that Aja was balling, Aja was balling, Chelsea Gray was balling, Jackie Young was balling. When I look at how the duel of Kelsey Mitchell and Elaine Boston for Indiana, if Indiana had Caitlin Clark in this series, there would be like a big series. This would be a big series that would probably still go into 5 games. But that easy money bucket shot that Kelsey Mitchell hit, like, I could say at least or not that I can say at least that between these two teams, you honestly need to have at least a 6 point deficit. And now you're going a game five into a game five which the winner wins, the winner moves on. This series is that how how Atlanta Boston how Atlanta Boston showed up. Atlanta Boston showed up really surprising to me. Really showed up to ball. Showed up to ball. Because if Atlanta Boston doesn't show up, she's the second all time WNBA player to have a 2010 game. And the last player, I think, to do it in an Indiana Fever uniform was Tamika Kansas, if I said that right. But for Elaine Boston to be able to go out there and surprise the WNBA world and say, we aren't done as a team. Yes, you're missing Caitlin, a big part. You're missing Sophie Cunningham, a big part. But when I say that this Indiana team isn't going to mess around or isn't going to stop by a point, like you got to turn the point around, because in a game like Indiana Fever's season was on the line. And now you're going back now that Aces are going back to your home court. Aja Wilson played amazing yesterday. And I kind of knew that there was going to be a game 5. I kind of knew, because honestly, like, there is, when a team season is on the line, you have to show up. And that is what Kelsey Mitchell and Elaine Boston did in the first 2 quarters. I am going to say this, though. When Becky Hammond said in a timeout that they had 2 timeouts left, I would say that the Las Vegas Aces did have 2 timeouts left. You also had a reset timeout. Indiana had their reset timeout. But I would say that I think the scoreboard took the Aces' utter timeout off, because I think what Becky Hammond was trying to do is saying she had 2 timeouts. The Aces basically, in my opinion, did have 2 timeouts. You had a reset timeout as well. And, like, there was some confusion on the Aces side of things if they used their last timeout or not. Like, I think with the play with them reviewing if the Aces had 2 timeouts or used their last timeout. Like, you still had a reset timeout here to use. I think Becky Hammond, as great as a coach that she is an amazing coach, because we know that, I think, like, Becky Hammond played in the WNBA. Becky Hammond played in the WNBA. Becky Hammond is a 2-time head coach, a 2-time championship coach. You got A'ja Wilson, 2-time champion. Chelsea Gray, 2-time champion. Jackie Young, 2-time champion for the Aces. Joy Loyce, trying to get her first championship. If somehow in Game 5, if there's a big difference from Game 5 for the Las Vegas Aces to if they have 2 timeouts and you have to review that, I would say I would use the reset timeout. The reset. So the ball can be inbound. Because I don't think if the scores table took the Aces finals time, their 2 timeouts away, and this gave them 1 timeout, I don't think there wouldn't be a problem. I think that the Aces would use the reset timeout because the Fever had 1 timeout and 1 reset timeout. There was a bunch of blocks from A'ja's block in Game 4 that was impressive. There was a block in Game 3 by A'ja. A'ja this series is playing like the 4-time MVP she is. And the co-defense player she is. Because when I say I look at A'ja and A'ja is doing A'ja things, that she's blocking shots for the Aces, she's getting rebounds, she's getting easy money bucket. That bounce in shot that went in the first possession by A'ja, it went in. I knew it would go in. A'ja's at this point in her career in the the GOAT of the WNBA. Yeah, I could say Sue Bird, you have to put her in that conversation. You're going to have to put Lisa Leslie in that conversation. But I think if you have 4 MVPs, A'ja's the GOAT at this point in her career because she has 4 MVPs. But let's get into the box scores. So Las Vegas lost the first quarter, 23 to 7, 23 to 21. Vegas lost the second quarter, 17 to 23. Vegas lost the third quarter, won the third quarter, 24-21. Vegas lost the fourth quarter to Indiana, 23-21, and you put up 90 points, and Indiana put up 90 points, and the Aces put up 83. When I look at the box stats, Asia 36, 9, 3, and 31. Asia is going to do that. Asia is going to put up 30, 31, 32 points, 28, 25, 26 points a game. Sometimes get 10 rebounds or 6 assists or 6 rebounds. That is what Asia Wilson will do. Asia Wilson will just get 31 points. Like last game, she put up 38. Chelsea Gray, 38 minutes, 2 boards, 9 assists, 12 points. Jackie Young, 5 boards, 9 assists, 18 points. Joy Loyce, 32 minutes, 3 boards, 6 points. You have a Aces team that been to the final, that been to the championship, and been to the finals. And is trying to get back. And when I look at the Fever, let's see, Hulk, 7 boards, 1 assist, 7 points. Howard, 3, 1, and 7. Elaine Boston, 24, 5, and 14. Like, when I seen Elaine Boston put up 24, 5, 14 in yesterday's game. And, like, I could say that this game could have gone either both ways. And then Kelsey Mitchell, 3, 4, and 25. Sims, 1, 2, and 18. I would say that Sims foul, if her arm is making an L in the air, that play was reviewed. But I would say this, is that is still a foul that Sims got to go to the free throw line. And ever since Caitlin has been out, I would say Sims has played a big part in the rotation for Indiana, for the Fever, because when Caitlin Clark is in the game and 100% healthy, I could say on a given night that Caitlin Clark could put up 18 or 20. But Elaine Boston and like Kelsey Mitchell are bowling And when you got the fever bowling, there's nothing about it. But when I look at this and I say, for Sims, like, the way she was bowling yesterday, like, being signed after Caitlyn went down. Like, the big question is, will I see Indiana win Game 5 or see the Aces win Game 5? Because now that it's a Game 5, one team's going to have to win. One team's going to have to lose. But guys, sub if you're new and never give up your dreams. And I hope all of you guys are safe out there. And stay blessed, everybody. In peace.